Beautiful Boy stars Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet and is directed by Felix van Groningen. Beautiful Boy centers on the heartbreaking true story of Nick and David Sheff, a father and son, and deals with addiction and survival and a family coping with the terrible experience of drug addiction. Now, Beautiful Boy has certainly been gathering some very good praise in recent months with a Toronto Film Festival premiere that received a standing ovation. And there's also been quite a little bit of buzz about the cast in this film as well, with some very good performances. So I was definitely looking forward to checking this film out. But as always, I approach this film with caution, as I don't always agree with the masses. Luke Davies and Felix van Groningen's screenplay, along with Felix's excellent direction here, is absolutely note perfect. And it's obvious great care has really been taken to honour the real-life Nick and David Sheff on screen here. For this film to really work, Groningen knows that we really need to connect with these characters very early on. And so he gets to work on this pretty much straight out of the gate here. And he really uses appropriate flashbacks and also real time as well to establish these characters individually and also to establish their strong connection as father and son. And they really have an interesting bond in this film. It's something that I haven't really seen in too many films before. There's some scenes where they're almost like best friends, when David will actually make fun of Nick's roommate for his choice in music. And then in other scenes where Nick wants to share a joint with his father, he has to step in and really be this stereotypical father figure. And so Beautiful Boy really gives us a father and son relationship that is complex, it's unique, and it's wonderful all at the same time here. And so when the film goes into those darker places and really puts our characters in very difficult situations, we really care about them. Now, the buzz surrounding the cast in this film, I think, is certainly warranted here. We have some excellent performances going on here. The supporting cast are also great, but this is really Chalamet and Carell's show here, and this is really the crux of the film. And these two leads are absolutely wonderful to watch on screen together. Timothée Chalamet is somebody I was introduced to back in 2014's Men, Women and Children. Great little film there if you haven't seen that one. And from there, he's really been knocking it out of the park with Call Me By Your Name and Lady Bird. And here playing Nick Sheff, he really establishes himself as being a talented, gifted young actor with a lot of range. And this performance of Nick Sheff is definitely a far cry from Elio from Call Me By Your Name, a completely different character. Timothée is really a perfect choice to play Nick Sheff as the teenage loner, still working out who he is and what direction he wants to take his life in, and unfortunately turning towards drugs and to escape from the realities of day-to-day life. And he really accurately portrays drug addiction very well here, pre-drugs, whilst he's on drugs, and then post-rehab here, and this gradual downward spiral with the character. It's a fantastic performance. Equally as impressive here, also very excellent, is Steve Carell here, who really gives us a heartfelt, inspired performance here. And it's in David, in this character here, we get to see something that we haven't really seen before dealing with this subject matter, and that is a father who is codependent but also quite weary in doing all he can to save his son. And it's really the scenes between David and Nick that resonate the most powerful in this film, as Nick's actions start to put a strain on David and their relationship together. Beautiful Boy also ticks all the boxes technically as well. There's some wonderful cinematography going on in this film, and I absolutely love great cinematography that can accurately support where the characters are at a particular point in the story. For instance, in this film, whenever Nick is high, there's a haziness to the shots, and a lot of those shots are actually handheld when Nick is high. And there's a washed out color grading to some of these shots as well that's very effective. But it also works in contrast when it flashes back to David and Nick as a young boy as well. And these shots are mostly Steadicam, and there's a razor sharpness to a lot of these shots as well. Some of the nighttime scenes are probably my most favorite in the film. There's Nick, an ambulance, and also a heartbreaking phone call to his father. And there's a beautiful shot that zooms in on Nick from behind where he's overlooking the city. And it's just so powerfully effective. It looks great, but it's effective storytelling. Also just as effective in this film is the score and Felix's choice in music. And where it's placed throughout the film is very effective and note perfect. Pardon the pun.
Oh, that sucks.
Beautiful Boy is bold, passionate filmmaking, guys, and firstly it really comes down to Felix's excellent vision for this film. He's able to accurately portray the cycle of drug addiction, the highs and lows of all that. And a lot of these scenes and a lot of the situations that the characters find themselves in this film are really going to resonate with a lot of people who have been around this sort of thing or experienced it themselves before, if they can handle watching it, that is. There's wonderful performances from the cast. It's technically outstanding as well. And it's not a film that I would recommend to everybody, but I really have to praise this film because of the overwhelming passion and commitment from its cast and crew. It's beautifully made, and I'm going to give Beautiful Boy 5 stars.
So how you doing?
I'm doing great, just doing what needs to be done.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry, Dad.
Why don't we just have lunch and talk? We can do that, right? Please.
So guys, did you enjoy Beautiful Boy? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the film. If you dug this review, don't forget to flick a like and subscribe. More reviews and more videos coming soon, guys. And as always, don't forget, a weekend watching movies is a weekend well spent. Thanks for watching.